Hey there, Marissa here. On today's episode of Conservancy Connections, we are going to be exploring the life of lizards. Have you ever thought about what life might be like as a wild animal? What about a lizard? Today, we're going to check out some of the coolest characteristics of lizards. First off, what kind of an animal is a lizard? In our Conservancy Connections videos, we talk a lot about different animals in the animal kingdom. So what group do lizards fall under? Are they mammals? Are they birds? Are they insects? No, and no, right? Lizards are reptiles. Reptiles lay eggs, are cold-blooded, and have scales. Lizards are special because they have legs, external ear holes, and eyelids. But of course, everything in the animal kingdom has some kind of exception. So there are some lizards out there that are missing one of those things. And we're going to talk about one of those animals with an exception later. Lizards are more closely related to snakes, which we can think of as their cousins, than they are to turtles and crocodiles, which are other types of reptiles. So let's take a look at lizard scales. Some of you might be familiar with the idea that snakes shed their skin or scales. Snakes shed their skin all in one piece, but lizards shed their skin as well. Many lizards will shed parts of their skin in patches instead of all in one piece. Lizards will often rub against hard surfaces to try to get those scales off of their head or off of their body. I went on a backyard adventure the other day and I found a green anole who was shedding the scales on his head. So you can see here in this picture how it looks kind of like maybe plastic is on his face, but those are actually his scales that are falling off. You can also see in this video here how he's rubbing his face against the fence to try to get some of those scales off. Did you know that you shed your skin too? You and I shed tens of thousands of skin cells every hour. In one day, we will shed over 1 million dead skin cells. It's harder for us to see, but if you look around the house, all of that dust, yeah, it's mostly dead skin cells that we've shed. Pretty gross. But anyway, back to lizards. Reptiles need to shed their scales because those scales don't grow as their body grows. So as they get bigger, they need a new set of scales. Here's another gross fact. Lots of lizards will actually eat their shed skin after they're done shedding. That shed contains minerals and nutrients like calcium that can actually help to keep them healthy. Pretty crazy, right? And their feet are pretty awesome too. They are able to climb up just about anything. How cool would it be to climb up buildings with just your hands and feet, kind of like Spider-Man? Well, lots of lizards can do just that. Matter of fact, scientists have studied lizards' feet to figure out how they're able to stick so well to so many surfaces without getting stuck. Some adhesives have actually been invented that mimic lizard feet, like geckos. One product called Geck Skin says that an index card-sized piece, like this big, can hold up to 700 pounds of weight on smooth surfaces like glass. Okay, so now we know all about lizard scales and feet. Now, what happens when a lizard sees another lizard? Well, it all really depends on if it's a male or a female. If a male sees another male, then he can get aggressive and territorial. For the green anoles that I see a lot in the backyard, they will do little push-ups to make themselves appear bigger than they are, and they also have a pinkish skin pouch on their throat that they can extend called a dewlap. They will flash that to other males as a warning to stay away. But if a male ventures too close to another male, then they might get into a fight. Here's a video of an epic battle that I witnessed in my backyard of two male green anoles fighting one another for territory. Now, if he'd have seen a female, then he might have been a little bit more friendly. What other lizards do we have around here? Another really common lizard that we have in North Carolina are skinks. I found several 5-lined skinks around where I live. This guy right here is a juvenile 5-lined skink. I know that because his tail is this pretty blue color. That coloration will fade as the skink gets older. There are several species of skinks that can be found in North Carolina, but this 5-lined skink is a pretty common species. You'll notice in this picture those external ear holes, which again is one of the characteristics of our lizards. And one of my favorite lizards is the eastern glass lizard. The eastern glass lizard looks like a snake, but it's not one. She is a legless lizard. Like I said earlier, some lizards have exceptions to lizard rules. And our eastern glass lizard is an exception because she doesn't have legs. But she's still a lizard because she has those external ear openings and those eyelids. She gets her name because if a predator is ever trying to get her, she can drop her tail and it will shatter into many pieces. This will confuse the predator and give her time to escape. She can regrow that tail later, but it can take several months to do so. Other lizards have this ability as well. Lizards are mostly carnivores or meat eaters. They are sit and wait predators, so they will do just that. They will sit and wait for a tasty meal to come by. For the lizards that we've talked about today, that usually means an insect. A lot of our lizards are also really great at camouflage. They can easily blend into their surroundings or even change color. The green anole can be a very bright, vibrant green, but it can also be a more dull brown color. That's helpful, so it can be green if it's on a leaf or a plant, or it can be brown if it's on a branch or a tree or maybe a wooden fence. Camouflage can help these lizards go unnoticed by their prey so they can sneak up on them, and it can also help protect them from getting eaten by a predator. Animals like birds of prey, snakes, and small mammals like raccoons are often predators for lizards. So how can you help out our lizards? If you live near any natural spaces, you can make sure those areas are wildlife friendly. To have a wildlife friendly natural space, you need food, water, and shelter for critters like lizards. Planting flowers that attract insects is great for lizards because that's the food they like to eat. You can also leave out fresh water for lizards, and other animals will probably enjoy and take advantage of that as well, like birds. Planting vines can give lizards something to crawl up and down. You can also leave rocks and leaves outside. Those areas can be a great place for lizards to hide, to bask in the sun, or to sit and wait for prey. And lastly, we don't want to use chemicals or harmful pesticides because that can harm lizards. That's it for now. Hopefully you know a little bit more about the fascinating life of lizards. If you like this video, tell your friends and share with them. We also appreciate any and all support in the form of donations. Click the link in the description to go to the Bald Head Island Conservancy's website if you'd like to contribute. Make sure to enter education in the comment box when doing so. Thanks for watching!